Hello, guys. Bye. Now we're live for real. Can you believe it? I've been talking to myself for the past 25 minutes. It's the first time I do a YouTube live, and I was streaming unlisted. So and I thought that there were people. Anyway, doesn't matter. I'm here. You're here. Uh, can you guys let me know if you see anything, if you hear me okay, and just checking that everything's fine. Okay. Let me check in here. Everything. No. Oh, there are people. So, guys, I'm sorry. So, this is the first time I do a YouTube live. This is the first time I do a YouTube live, and for the past 25 minutes, I've just been talking to myself because I just did something. Cool. So, hey, everyone. So, thanks, guys, for joining me here as well. And as you know, maybe you don't know, but last week I launched a challenge on Instagram, and the challenge was to play this little study, which is #1 for the Marcel Mule 18 studies. Okay. The challenge was to play it, to submit a video, and send it over. And this is exactly what we're going to do today. I'm going to give personalized feedback on every single video that I got, and then talk about the actual study, how to practice it, how to structure it, how to make it better, and all these things. Okay. So Sophia's here, Francesco's here, friends, all good. So nice to see you here as well. Okay. So now let's start. Let me show you some videos. Okay. So first we have and so that's great. Emily, you just played it amazingly. What you want to know is that this little study is so simple yet so hard, because it's simplicity is actually really hard to make to simplicity is hard complexity, because you need to find ways to make it beautiful with less effort, with less stuff. Less is more the phrase. Okay. So in this, I'm gonna show you videos of the different studies that I got, and but I have general concepts, general points that apply to everyone, and basically is the main ideas is the if you see the and that's what I call A, 3 lines. Then towards the end of the third line, I call it B, and it goes all the way down to here. Okay, all that mess is about chords. It's about chord. That's nothing else. There from C, you have those two things, which is trills again. Okay, and that's how I structured it. Okay, so the important thing is when you start playing when you start playing something new, can you hear me okay, guys? I don't, it might be my connection. It's usually okay. You play it a few times up and down, okay? And then, so you have the general idea of how the, and then you're gonna identify the different parts that go, okay, this is really hard, this is really easy, this is medium, but manageable, this is impossible. So then you actually focus on things that are really hard in order to make everything smooth and easy. Sophia says it keeps buffering to me. Try refreshing the page. Try. Okay, so once you have the general idea of the piece, then you. So in here, basically, on every single day, I will go like, okay, I'm gonna do that section first day. Second day, I'm gonna work on that section. Then I'm gonna work on that section. Okay, and then I can rotate between the sections depending on how I feel and how my practice is going. Okay, now we start from the beginning. Let me show you another video that relates to this. This is my friend from Turin, Italy. Okay, stop that. Just because we're talking about the beginning. Now, the beginning is really important, and it's just scales. At the end of it, it's just a C major scale. Okay, and because it's just a bunch of 16 notes, like that. Okay, you might have something like this. Bunch of 16 notes which are not even, okay, which are a little bit messy. Okay, so what you need to do is you need to polish that scale so it sounds it sounds even messy. Okay? So there's no point. Something that a lot of people do. There's no point in. Okay, what you need to do, you actually need to do something. You need to make the phrase harder than what it is. So when you go back and play the original, it's actually it feels easier. Is the connection better now? Is connection better now, right? So once you okay, so what can you do? So basically you vary the rhythm of the phrase. So our phrase is so you're gonna start from here, and we're gonna ignore the first one, and we'll start straight from there. The first is gonna be really long, the second one is gonna be super quick, and then really long again. Right? So it's long and short, long and short. Guys, Francesco and Sophia, if the connection is not working, of course you can watch it. You can watch it afterwards. It stays on YouTube, as Alvin says. Yeah, so come back later and it'll be there. It'll be on the Love the Saxophone School channel. So, oh, cool. And yeah, so you vary the rhythm. Okay, you vary the rhythm into long, quick, long, quick, and then you can reverse it. and so on. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I would do really long on the first note, and then super quick on the next 3, and then I would stay. I would play that long again. My little technique to show you stuff. Check it out. So that's this is every 4. Okay, that's every 4. You can go every 8. You can have fun and you can reverse it. But I think for scaly stuff like this, the most important thing is taking a selection of 5 notes. Okay, you take a selection of 5 notes and you apply if we take the beginning, ignoring the C, ignore that C, okay. You take the first 5 notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, okay. That's E to A. Those are 5 notes. So those are my 5 notes. Let me get the metronome. Doesn't matter. So you get your metronome and you go back and forth between those 5 notes. Okay. Then what you can do is you can apply the rhythmic variations on just in those 5 and so on. Okay. So we're basically scanning the page. We're going so in depth into every single every single transition between notes. If this was a PDF, we're actually zooming into the notes so we can see every single thing between the notes. If there was a stain over here and we zoom in like that, then we would be able to see it. Okay. So we did that on the first 5 notes. Once you're pretty secure with that, what you do is you go to the next note and you count 5 again. So this would be that you're gonna realize what works and what not, okay? And you do that every day with the rhythmic variations and with the 5 note thing. Now, next thing, harmony. Now, this first A part is all about scales, okay, and getting that smooth. But then the next part, the B part, which I call B, but it has nothing to do with B, okay, that part. It's all about arpeggios. That's it. It's all about arpeggios. It's all about chords. But it's mainly about chords. What I'm trying to do here is, because the whole page is 16 notes only, different combinations and patterns. You don't want to be reading every single. You want to be reading note for note. You want to be reading group for group. Okay. So essentially, if you want to figure out, and this you can do by taking your score, and taking a pen, taking a pencil, sitting down on the table, and actually analyzing the sheet. Analyzing the sheet is so important because it makes you think. Once you think, then everything's going to flow better when you're here. Okay, so you take your pen, your pencil, and you try to figure out what every single group of C notes represents. So basically, you're trying to figure out the chord that this is what's in between my fingers. Okay, we have G, C, G, C, E, E, G, and C. That's a chord, which is C, E, G. Okay, that's just a nicer way of writing, a more melodic way of writing a chord. Okay, that's it. Then go to the next one, which is here, that one there, and you figure what that is. E flat, C, and so on. Okay, and that let me right here. So E flat, C, 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 E flat, C, G, and C. This is what we have. Okay. Now, same thing again. You take those notes and you try to reorganize them, reorder them in another way, so they become a triad. Okay. Now, and so on for the whole thing. You know. So for every single group, you ask yourself, what is that? What can that be? And you analyze it. Okay. And you write it down. You can even write it down: C chord, C minor chord, and so on. Okay. So arpeggios are important because, excuse me, because if you play enough scales in arpeggios, then those are going to be drilled into your brain. This, you're going to be thinking next. Okay. Now, let me show you one more bit. Francesco, check this out. Nice, Francesco. Nice, really nice. Now let me go back to Fiorenzo, who was here before. Okay. Now from Fiorenzo, let me play from the chords part. Amazing, Francesco, amazing, Fiorenzo, amazing, everyone amazing. So, and what you want to, the way you want to practice, it's really hard. I know it's not a simple study, and so you want to know what the chords are, okay? But maybe once you know what the chords are, you actually want to get them under your fingers, okay? So you would just take your metronome and go really slowly. But don't do the whole section, okay? If the section of chords is from here all the way to here, you know, it's like 1, 2, 3, basically 3 lines, 4 lines almost, okay? So it's gonna be too much. There's too much information, okay? So you want to take 1 bar, I would say maybe 2 bars at a time, and get really, really familiar and get really in control of those, okay? And then you improve upon the whole, improve upon. That's it, and then you just drill that thing forever. You work on a bigger section. Okay? So that's the trick. The first step is to know the notes and to be able to play the separate sections on their own. Okay, and then you try to make them musical. So in Francesco's playing, there's few things. The first part, the beginning. You see that? So that it's basically going back to the rhythmic variation that we talked about. Okay. So Francesco, what you need to do is you need to go slowly using the rhythmic variations and stay on those for a while. And I know you've been playing that for 2 or 3 days, so it's pretty awesome what you did in such a short time. But going forward, use the rhythmic variations are actually a shortcut. So even if you're not playing the actual thing, then you're actually getting deeper knowledge of the phrase. Emily, would you use the same technique as the beginning scale on the chords, as in slow, fast, fast, slow? For the chords, for the B part, you can, yeah. You mean doing this? Because that's gonna help you. That's gonna help you understand what you need. Not understand. It's gonna help you figure out what you're doing wrong, because there's always, if this is your section, there's always a dark part in between that we don't know. But with the rhythmic variation, I'm just taking the 5 notes. Just using the rhythmic variations on that. Okay. And okay, the next point is something a little bit more advanced, which that you can start thinking once technically everything's a little bit sorted, a little bit more in control, and that is what Fiorenzo, sorry, and this is what Lorenzo is actually Fiorenzo is doing, thinking more in groups and thinking where the melody goes. You notice the melody changed. I mean, the notes change because the chords change. Okay, but the bass note goes from E flat, D, 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 E flat, D flat. Okay, and also the top note changes: E, E flat, F, G, G, E flat, F sharp. Okay, so the idea here is to have a grazie a te. to differentiate between low and high, and then something in the middle. But the something in the middle is not bottom note rather than top note. The top note will come out naturally, which is because of the nature of the saxophone and the actual direction of the phrase. Da, da. So yeah, I would concentrate on blowing and controlling more from down here, so you get that note. Let me see. Okay, so, and that is the hard thing to everything clear, everything. Any questions on? I'm just talking and talking. And just let me know. I'm here. And so once you know the chords and you're trying to make it more musical in order to get the bottom and the note and the top note sounding a little bit better, you wanna focus on the connection between the notes. Okay, so which means in the C major to C minor, do do di do 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 do, C to E. That's a big jump. Okay, di go do go do, then C to E again, E flat. Okay, di do 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 di do 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 do, C to D, and then C to D again, and then B to D. There's only few certain jumps, intervals that you wanna focus on in order to connect the notes. This is C to E flat. Okay. Then you have C to E flat. Then you have C to D. D to D. And to E. Okay. Those are the those are the connections. Okay. So basically C to E flat, and then C to D, and then something is falling down. And then B to D, B to E flat. Okay. Now, working on just those notes, okay, will make you more aware of where the connections should be. Okay, because it's really, and even when I was practicing it, this came out. Right? You cannot really tell. You cannot really tell what the bottom note is because it's not there. It's not speaking. Okay. Okay? So in order to get that connection between the previous group and the beginning of the next group, if you work on those notes in there, then you're actually going to be isolating the transition to the bottom note of the group, and it's gonna sound better because you're gonna be working more on here. Okay. B to E. And between one note and the other, you're looking to fill the gap in between those notes. So if you take C to E, a lot of air in between. Bar. So the bottom note speaks. Especially in that C to D. Okay, and that's how you get the bottom note to speak more. Now, of course, I'm gonna blame my reed and say my reed is horrible. It doesn't work. I just need to practice more, and it's so the connection is what's most important. See, that was better. It's a matter of concentration and how you're bringing air up and how you blow. It has to be like that. Okay, sure. Not hard, but they're kind of annoying. Okay, so first drill is F to E flat. F to E. And then second is F sharp. And then third is D. And then B. Okay. So what I would say is ignore the trills at the beginning. Okay. Get your whole piece. That's it. Plain and simple. Okay. Once everything's secure, then put the trills in. Okay. Now, little exercise for the trill. Some trills are easier than others, like the last one B. In order to train your finger to trill, okay, and not to just become hysterical like I'm trilling, okay. I would take this. I would take the trill you're doing. Let's say the F E like that, and just trill. No metronome, no nothing. You just trill for a while. Okay, so you basically try to train your finger to be relaxed and in that trill. You don't want to tense up, because if you tense up, what happens? Nothing moves. And all this, the arm just becomes really rigid, okay? So don't think you have to play really fast. It doesn't have to be. Okay, gone. It can be. Okay. If you take D, D is really hard because you have that fourth finger. So first, I would just drill without any worry about the tempo. But if you notice, I'm not trying to do really, really fast, because I'll probably tense up in a way. So I'm just keeping a speed that actually works, so that allows me to stay relaxed. And now I'm getting tired. Okay, so that's the idea, and then the last one, B, is pretty fun. Okay, and so that's the trick with trills. Okay, you want to be relaxed in order to trill. Don't aim to trill too fast, because that's gonna make you tense up in your muscles. Anything else? Let me see. Top to bottom. I think I've covered everything that I wanted to cover. Let me play you one more video. I have Sophia here, which I think she left. So scales is really nice. You can hear bottom, top, bottom, top, bottom, top. Okay, cool stuff. Awesome. I'm gonna play you two more actually. Check this out. If you're flying all the way up like that, then it's gonna be really hard. I have one more, which is Osvaldo. So for Osvaldo, I would say you want to concentrate on isolating the different parts of the piece. Okay, so any questions? Anything? Let me think if I can think of anything else. I've covered everything I wanted to cover. One more thing, actually. Oh, yeah, one more thing. Dynamics. Now, everyone, and including me, I think, this little too, because there's so much happening technically, right? So it's really normal when things become busy to just forget about dynamics and to make things pretty. Okay, but and this is a comment that I had. This is my little sheet with comments for everyone, and the single thing that came up with for everyone, from Fiorenzo, Francesco, Sofia, everyone who played Osvaldo, Emily, Sophia, Alison, everyone, is dynamics. You want to have a really nice contrast between what's forte and what's forte. Okay, that's the dynamic you want. That's the contrast. Otherwise, it just becomes boring. It just becomes scales up and down. Okay. It's a cheeky piece, you know. So the more contrast you have in there, the better it'll sound, and the nicer feeling you'll produce to the audience. So um, dynamics is probably something that comes at the very end of the process. But don't forget one more thing. Don't forget to practice and the dynamic that that section requires. So the beginning is loud. Okay. Don't forget to also practice that run. Right. So you can spend hours practicing piano and try to get that nice connection, that nice airflow when you play piano. Okay. So I think, guys, transcription challenge. So learn something by ear, and then we'll talk about that next week. Okay. And if you guys don't have any questions, do you guys have any questions? I'm here. No worries. Just let me know. And yeah, I'll see you guys next week. And sorry about Sorry about everything. It's just my first YouTube live. It's a bit complicated at the beginning, confusing, and I hope to do more of these stuff. And it's pretty fun, you know. It's pretty fun. Thank you, Sophia. Thank you, Alison. Thank you, Emily. Thank you, Francesco. Thank you for everything. Take care, guys.